Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. After all the excitement of a Formula 1 Grand Prix, it's nice to sit back and relax with all the other action from the past weekend, even if the majority of it was at the Hungaroring and overtaking was scarcer than toilet roll during a pandemic. But we do have the W Series and Formula 3 with some British touring car action from Alton Park, and my god was there action. And to wrap it all up, we have TCR Europe from Spa, a series I don't talk about often, but there wasn't loads on this weekend, so we have time for a quick peek at that too. Please subscribe, heading towards 500 subscribers very quickly. So let's talk about the awesome motor racing action from the past weekend.
Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
Let's start with the W Series, and honestly it was barely a spectacle, not really worth watching. Not a lot of overtaking or any real battles to speak of. Fabienne Wolfrand damaged her front wing, so her good run of results came to an end. Jamie Chadwick dominated this race, in fact the whole weekend. No one could get near to her, and it makes me wonder if this series has got a bit easy for her. Alice Powell was second, but will need to keep up with Jamie Chadwick if she wants to challenge her for the title. No one else really looks like getting close. Formula 3 was a little more exciting. We had some unusual names at the front in race 1. Johnny Edgar and Lorenzo Colombo led the way early on, but Edgar soon retired and it was Colombo all the way from Ayumu Iwaza. Frederick Vesti also retired, hurting his title chase, especially as Dennis Hager was driving like a champ, taking David Schumacher around the outside. Ollie Caldwell finished second and took second in the standings, but it looked like Lorenzo Colombo had taken Campos' first win in Formula 3 since Leonardo Pulcini back when it was GP3. But he was penalised, so Ayumu Iwaza took his first win instead. Hager had a big lead in the championship, but Ollie Caldwell was now his closest challenger. Ollie Caldwell went out at the first corner of race 2, and none of Hager's main challengers finished anywhere near the points, so the weekend was going great for the Norwegian. There was a great battle between David Schumacher and Jack Doohan. The Trident pair were getting very close to each other. Unfortunately, Doohan's tyres went off and he dropped back. Dennis Hager climbed through the field to 5th and extended his lead even further, whilst Matteo Nannini won his first Formula 3 race ahead of Enzo Fittipaldi and Roman Stanek, who took their first podiums. But this weekend was going to get even better for Dennis Hager. The third race was a wet one and we lost Victor Martins early on. This brought out the safety car. Arthur Leclerc led from pole, but was taken by teammate Dennis Hager, who couldn't have asked for a better weekend, taking his third win of the year. There was a couple of crashes towards the end, with a big one for Ido Cohen and Laszlo Toff. That brought out the safety car to finish the race. Dennis Hager looks like a champion already. The fight for second is close between the likes of Doohan, Caldwell, Vesti, Martins and Novalak, and a few others, but I don't think anyone can catch the Prema driver leading the way. We only have a few rounds left and the fight for second is where the interest is. Senna Proctor started on pole for race 1 at Alton Park for the British touring cars. Not bad for a driver who didn't have a drive at the start of the year. He fell back at the start and it was the Team Dynamics Hondas of Shedden and Rowbottom who led the way early on. Ashley Sutton ended up in the pits, but luckily for him there was a red flag after Tom Oliphant spun and was driven into by Chris Smiley and Rick Parfitt. A lot of damage and we waited for the restart. We only had a short 6-lap sprint race to decide the result. Daniel Rowbottom gained the lead from Shedden at the start, and the interest after that was how much progress was Ash Sutton going to make. He made some and finished ahead of Tom Ingram, but he was only 14th. Daniel Rowbottom took his first win from teammates Shedden and Adam Morgan, who finished 3rd and continued his good run of results. The second race didn't have a red flag, but there was contact where saw Ollie Jackson and Jack Goff spin into the barrier. Plenty of damaged cars out there. Rory Butcher got past both Hondas at the start and Golden Shedden dropped back. Butcher took his first Toyota win from Rowbottom and Morgan. We saw another big crash at the start of race 3. A few cars involved and Jack Bootle had a bit of a limp. Hopefully he was alright, but it brought out another red flag. At the restart, Sutton was tagged by Proctor and spun before getting tagged by his teammate Carl Bordley and spinning again. The championship leader was out. Tom Ingram was only 5 points behind in the championship, and this was his chance to capitalise. He pitted at the end of lap 1 and was never seen again. Carl Borderley would collide with Rory Butcher with just a couple of laps left. This brought out the third and final red flag and the end of the race. Ingram and Sutton are close at the top, but Daniel Rowbottom, Jake Hill and Adam Morgan aren't far behind. It's a weird championship. Finally, we have the TCR Europe Series, a series I don't understand as half of the field already races in the World Touring Car Cup. Mikel Azcona won both races pretty easily, and there were a few moments of chaos. Leonov looks crash happy. That, or he was drunk. It was honestly hard to tell. Azcona leads the series even though he missed 2 races, and as he is also the leader of the pure ETCR series and has had a podium in the World Touring Car Cup, 2021 has been very good to him. So that was all the action from the past weekend. It wasn't amazing, but the British Touring Cars was good. Everything else is kind of skippable. What did you think? Do you think Dennis Hager has already sealed the Formula 3 Championship? Who can challenge him? Same goes for Jamie Chadwick in the W Series. Who do you think will win the British Touring Cars though? That one's a little bit more open. Let me know in the comments below, leave a like and a share. Please subscribe, more content incoming. Thank you for watching and have a good one.